So today we'll be solving some questions on factor theorem. We had earlier studied factor theorem in a previous lecture. So today we'll be solving a few questions on that topic. So the first question that we are going to solve is we are given this question. 2x squared plus x minus 1 is a factor of 2x cubed minus x squared plus ax plus b, and we have to find the values of a and b. Okay, it is given to you that this polynomial 2x squared plus x minus 1 is already a factor of this second polynomial, and we have to find the values of a and b. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just apply factor theorem over here, and then we'll find out the values of a and b. So how we'll do such type of questions? We know that this first polynomial is a factor of the second polynomial. Okay, we know that this first polynomial is a factor of this second polynomial. Okay, so for values of x, so what we'll do, we'll first put this first polynomial to equate to 0. Okay, we'll equate this to 0. So what we'll do, 2x squared plus x minus 1 is equals to 0. Okay, we'll find out the values of x. Okay, so what will be the values of x? So when you solve this polynomial with the help of splitting the middle term, okay, so what you will get two factors, 2x minus 1 and x plus 1 is equals to 0. Okay, so if this is a factor, if this first polynomial is a factor of the second polynomial, so these terms will also be a factor of the second polynomial, because we have just written it in the form of its factors. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll find out the values of x and then we'll check for these values. Okay, so what will be the values of x? From here x is equals to 1 by 2, and from here x is equals to minus of 1. Okay, so we know that this first polynomial is a factor of the second polynomial. So what we'll do, we'll just put the values of x is equals to 1 by 2 and x is equals to minus 1 in this second polynomial, and we'll equate it to 0. We know that by factor theorem, when this first polynomial is a factor of the second polynomial, then for the value of x, okay, for the value of the variable when it is equated to 0, the value of that variable when we'll put it in the second polynomial, in the second function, then that value will come to be 0. Okay, so we'll assume let fx is equals to 2x cubed minus x squared plus ax plus b. So by factor theorem we know that f of 1 by 2, okay, and f of minus 1 will be equals to 0. Okay, we know this by factor theorem, as it is given that 2x squared plus x minus 1 is a factor of 2x cubed minus x squared plus ax plus b. Okay, so let's put 1 by 2 in this polynomial. So we know that f of 1 by 2 is equals to 0. So when we'll put this x is equals to 1 by 2 in this, we'll get 1 by 2 whole cube minus 1 by 2 whole square plus a into 1 by 2 plus b is equals to 0. Okay, so when you solve this, you'll get the equation as a is equals to minus 2b. Okay, so this is your first equation. Now we'll put f is equals to minus 1 is equals to 0. When we'll put minus 1, so this will be 2 into minus 1 cube minus of minus 1 whole square plus a into minus 1 plus b is equals to 0. Okay, so you'll get, when you'll solve this, you'll get this equation of as a is equals to b minus 3. Okay, so you have two equations in two variables, so you can solve for the values of a and b. Okay, so when you solve this, you will get a is equals to minus 2 and b is equals to 1. So these will be the values of a and b. Okay, so we'll just quickly revise what we did here. We know that this term, the first polynomial, is a factor of the second polynomial. So when we'll split it, we'll make factors of this first polynomial, and we'll find out the value of x by putting this polynomial to 0. And we know by factor theorem that the values of x, at the values that we are getting for x, when we'll put this values in fx, we'll get your answer as 0. Okay, so we have put f of 1 by 2 and f of minus 1 as 0, and we have found out the values of a and b. Okay, so let's do one more example. We'll do one more example. So an example is that we have to find the value of a if x plus 1 is a factor of 6x cubed plus 27x squared plus ax plus 8. Okay, we know that x plus 1 is a factor of this cubic polynomial, and we have to find out the value of a. Okay, we have to find out the value of a. So what we'll do, we know that this first polynomial is a factor of the second polynomial, so we'll equate this first polynomial to 0. So x plus 1 is equals to 0, x is equals to minus 1. So now we know, let fx is equals to this polynomial. So we know by factor theorem that f of minus 1 will be equals to 0. This is by factor theorem. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll put minus 1 in this. So 6 of minus 1 cube plus 27 of minus 1 square plus a into minus 1 plus 8 is equals to 0. Okay, so what will be this? This will be minus 6 plus 27 minus a plus 8 is equals to 0. So 8 minus 6 is 2. So 2 plus 27 is equals to a. So a is equals to 29. Okay. So we can just find out the values of various variables and various constants in the equation by factor theorem.